Hey guys, Pisces Mike here again. Tonight we're going to be replacing the thermostat in the 94 Crown Vic. So to show you where that is, sometimes you have cars that have the thermostat in the radiator. The Crown Vic does not. The thermostat for the Crown Vic is actually in the engine where the coolant goes in. So that is right here. And of course, to get to that part, we're going to have to remove a few things. First being our part of our intake manifold, and of course the coolant lines. This is the major coolant line. The thing about the Crown Vic is that it uses pressurized coolant lines. So that means if the car's been run at all, these are going to be pretty hot and have pressure in them. I haven't let the car run for about 4 or 5 hours while we're getting ready to do this. So you can squeeze the hose to tell if there's any coolant in it. You can tell there's not now. Sometimes when you're doing this, you may have to drain the coolant first. Fortunately, since our thermostat is in the stuck open position, all of the coolant is already in the engine, and we're not going to have to drain it. We're just going to have to disconnect it and get to the thermostat housing, which is here to the right of the alternator and underneath that assembly. Hey, Pisces Mike here again. We're working on the thermostat. What we're going to have to do first is take off part of the intake manifold assembly. Um, there's basically 3 screws to be able to get this thing off, and they're all flowing from the air intake. From the air intake all the way down to the UGR valve and the fuel injection stuff. So first we're going to loosen this screw so it can pop. It's basically an O-type ring with a screw that tightens it down. We removed that one. Here, right. Take that pipe off right here. Then there's another O-ring type connected back here. So you can pop the whole thing off. There we go. Now, we actually have access to the cooling lines and the position where the thermostat actually is. It's right here. Some of this out of the way. It's the cruise control and acceleration cables are out of the way. Okay, and our thermostat is down in here. Like I said, these are the coolant lines. Comes from a radiator right into the engine. The thermostat is right down in there. We're going to go find the right tool so it can tell you what size you need, and we'll be right back to remove it. Hey, the drunk car guy here again. Oh, I mean Pisces Mike. Anyway, we're about ready to replace that thermostat. Um, what we've done is taken off the intake assembly, um, and we're ready to pull off the first cooling pipe. It's going to be our only cooling pipe for this instance. You can hear a little bit of coolant leaking out, or blowing out, I should say. There's still a little bit of pressure on this. Okay, so as you can see, we finally got the cooling pipe off of there. The wife tripped over a couple of important parts, but hey, we'll fix that later. This is where the thermostat is, down inside of there. As it turns out, it's a 10mm socket. I had to go in and up convert to the 1/4" adapter, or excuse me, the 1/2" adapter, because 1/4" didn't give us enough torque. I've already pre-loosened those, and when I get back, we'll pull it apart and replace the thermostat. Okay, Pisces Mike here again. We're actually taking the assembly apart where the thermostat is located. It's down in there. Moved up to a 1/2" socket, 1/2" extension, and a 1/2" ratchet. That gives me a little more torque power to be able to get those bolts loose. They were quite tight. So we're going to take that off, and then we'll see where the thermostat is located. Bolts should be getting loose. Take them out. Turn them a few times if we have to. Bolt to the thermostat housing. One. Exact same thing goes here on the other side. Loosen it off and totally pull it out. Now the thermostat housing should just pop right off. There. And there we have the thermostat. Be right back. Hey guys, Pisces Mike here again. I had to take a little bit of a break last night to look something up. Basically, if you see here, there's our little thermostat. It's got what looks like a black ring around the outside of it, right in here. I kind of first thought that was a little piece of plastic or something to hold it in place, because the thermostat is supposed to pop out really easy. Basically, you pick it up and it comes out. This one is not doing that, so I spent a little time researching it. As it turns out, that is the actual O-ring seal, and I guess because it's been in there for so long, it's just got a little bit of pressure on it, and you can't just pick it up, pull it out. What I'm going to do is use a scalpel just to cut around the edges and get it started so that it'll pop out. Then we should be able to pull the thermostat out and replace it pretty easy. Anyway, here, back up just a little bit so you can see the thermostat is, and I'm going to do the cut and see if we can pull it right out. See, I'm just going around the edge of it. You can't see it on the camera, but there seems to be a little bit of crud built up around the edge of it. Probably why it wouldn't pop out. Okay, but hey, there we go. So just the scalpel went right around the edges with it, sucker popped right out. It should just be able to lift this up, and of course, it doesn't want to cooperate either, so we're going to have to get a little violent with it. There we go. Alright, well, that wasn't too bad at all. Okay, so there's the thermostat. Inside of there is what we're going to be replacing. One thing I didn't talk about last night when we were getting started was how do I know that I need to replace the thermostat? Well, there's a couple of ways that you can tell actually. During the summer when I was driving the car, the first thing I noticed was that it was not heating up to the right operating temperature. In other words, if you look at your gauge on your dashboard, it never really goes up more than about a quarter of an inch or half an inch. It should go up quite a bit, like halfway. That's where your normal engine operating temperature is. So it wasn't getting up to normal operating temperature. The second thing that actually caused me to replace it, I didn't think the operating temperature was too big of a deal. The reason I actually went to replace it was because the heat does not work. That's a dead giveaway for your thermostat being locked in the open position because the engine obviously doesn't get up to operating temperature. Therefore, the coolant doesn't get up to the right temperature it needs to be able to make the heat work real good. So anyway, that's how I was able to tell that the thermostat needed replacing. Okay, so we got this sucker out of there. I'm just going to quickly compare it to the new one that I bought. For some reason, you could see right up there in the top right hand corner, the part number on the package has actually been marked out, and it's got another part number written down there, 13399. Camera won't focus on it quite right. That may be a little bit worried, but we're hoping that it's the right one. We're just going to visually look at them. Yep, and they do look, they are exactly the same. So we're going to put the new one in there. The other thing, when I went to get this, the guy asked me, do you want the new gasket for it? I always get a new gasket. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. A lot of times you can get away with using an old gasket. This one actually doesn't look in too bad of a shape, but little thing about this, the thermostat itself was $649, the gasket was $699. So I kind of felt like I was getting ripped off when I bought that because it's more expensive than the actual part I'm replacing. But gaskets are very important. It's a good thing I went ahead and got it. We're going to put the new one in there. So we've got the old thermostat out. So we can zoom up a little bit. You can see right where it was sitting. I'm going to just open this new one, put it right in there. Okay, so there's the new one. Just making real sure to get off all these little pieces of plastic that's sealed in there. Alright, that's the last piece of plastic now. Okay, here we go. Putting it right in. You see it's popping right on in there. Bam! There we go. So we make sure it's turned the same way this oven was. Like that. So that's in there. Now we're going to put the gasket in there as well. This little O-ring gasket. So slip it right in there. Push it down real good. Make sure it seats correctly. That looks absolutely beautiful. Okay. So we've got that sucker in there. Now the only thing left is to put it all back together. Of course, just the thermostat housing, top piece. Pop that sucker right on there. Bolts back in. Hand tighten a little bit. Just a little bit, make sure they're in there. Going back to our extension and our socket. I'm not going to use the ratchet right now because we basically got a whole lot we got to screw, so we kind of pointless sitting there ratcheting the whole time. All we can do is spin the thing around and It'll get it nice and snug on there. Then we'll go to the ratchet down, make sure it's nice and tight. Seem like these bolts were torqued on there. Unfortunately, I don't have a torque wrench. Don't know what happened to that sucker. Got misplaced during years and years of moving back and forth. So, do it hand tight on both sides. Go in and tighten it with the ratchet. So what we did is tighten it all the way as far as it'll go. Like I said, since we don't have a torque wrench, it seemed like they were torqued. We'll give it about an extra quarter turn. Alright, there, that's on there nice and tight. Same thing to the other side. That's good and tight. Again, you give it about a quarter turn. Alright, okay. Sucker is all put back together and ready to go. So now all we have to do is hook back up our coolant lines. Fortunately, we only had to move one, so actually, you know what? Before I do that, seems like we have air in the coolant lines, which can, as I found out from my research last night, cause all kinds of problems, from the engine not getting up to operating temperature to the heat not working, various stuff like that. I didn't realize it last night, but if the engine does not get up to operating temperature, it kills fuel efficiency. The engine has to be hot when the gas and air mixture goes in, makes it a lot more combustible, gives a lot better fuel efficiency. So now that I see that we do actually have air in here, before I put this back on, I'm going to pour some antifreeze down in here so that it will go straight into the radiator and fill it up, hopefully. After we finish that, we're going to try to bleed the coolant system to get out any extra air in there. That'll basically consist of starting the engine and watching it suck coolant out of the reservoir. We put more coolant in until it's no longer sucking it out. There's also a bleeder valve somewhere in the engine. Fortunately, we're going to have to kind of skip that step today because I have no idea where it is, and so we're just going to try to get it done the best we can without doing that. Anyway, that's it for right now. We'll be back in a few minutes once she's all together.